Hey everybody, it's Chris
and Emily,
the Book Cougars. We are here to let you know we just finished recording episode 96,
which included our discussion of Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead by Olga
Tokarczuk. Tokarczuk.
Also, there is a film adaptation of the book called Plow, we think. We haven't watched it yet. Very excited to watch it.
Yeah.
It's a couple hours with subtitles.
Totally. Look at this too. Let me hold this closer. Isn't that freaky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty serious.
Totally. So
yeah.
We'll see what that is going to be. So we'll talk about that next episode. But we just wanted to let you know that 96 will be posting on Tuesday, February 18th.
We also had we had our read-along discussion, which included a lot of the snippets from conversation that's been going on the Goodreads page. And then we also had a wonderful conversation with Dafydd Wood from Northshire Bookstore in Manchester, Vermont.
Yeah, he's their events and community manager there. So he filled us in on all the authors who will be there. There'll be 8 authors and a special industry insider guest, and that's May 1st and 2nd. Up at Manchester Bookstore up at Northshire Bookstore in Manchester, Connecticut. Vermont.
We have to drive to another state.
Yeah, we do. It's a great state, though.
It's a great state. It's a great bookstore. For those of you who are longtime listeners, you might know this story already, but Chris and I met via Booktopia 2015.
Right.
And also then just about a year later, we were heading up to Northshire Bookstore for an event with Ruth Franklin.
Yep, when her new biography on Shirley Jackson came out.
We did a big road trip, a day trip, where it's about a 4-hour drive up there. We drove up, went to the event, driving back, still talking about books the whole way up, the whole way back. We turned to each other and said, we should start a podcast.
And that's how it all began.
So here we are.
So thank you, Northshire and Ruth Franklin.
Yes. And Booktopia and Ann and Michael.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. So anyway, stay tuned. And we will also be going up to Northshire on the 18th to see, we think, Simone St. James.
Yeah, we'll find out.
We're not sure how to pronounce her first name, but we will find out and report back. She's going to be in conversation with Jennifer McMahon.
Yeah. Who is the author of, amongst other books, The Invited, which was one of Chris's top books of 2019.
Yeah, it was a cool story about a couple who builds a haunted house in Vermont. Yeah, so different take on the haunted house story.
Yeah, depending on the way we drive, you can drive different ways up to Manchester. We could drive through Shirley Jackson world. And she's the author of The Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite books of all time. I love that book.
And that's a creepy book.
It is a creepy book. It is a haunted house story. And one of my favorites. It has one of the most gripping scenes I've ever read and one that I often think about. Yeah. And another book of hers is We've Always Lived in a Castle.
That's the one I've read.
Yeah, and that one, it was okay. It didn't grab me, though, like The Haunting of Hill House did.
And The Haunting of Hill House was made into a series on Netflix? Maybe?
Yes, that's the most recent adaptation. Prior to that, there were 2 or 3 movie adaptations.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, so it has been adapted a lot. But that Haunting of Hill House series, I did watch it, and it grew on me. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if any of you are living in a cold climate and are looking for a little escape, read that book and then watch all the adaptations and then report back, please.
Totally, yeah. Oh, anything else?
I don't think so.
All right, we're going to sign off and go read books, I think, is what's going to happen next.
It's a rainy, dreary day here, so perfect day for that.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody. Happy reading.